Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting video on this YouTube channel here. I really hope you guys are doing well out there. Now, this video, what I would like to do is to give a very quick application and video review of this app right here, which you're seeing on the left side of the screen. Haven't done this in a while. I think the last video review I did was probably last year. But anyhow, this application is called loveSpace. And basically the idea behind this application is to give a space for people that are in a relationship, some kind of space to share all of the events regarding their relationship. So you can imagine something like a first date or a first dinner. You can put all of that information inside of this application right here. And overall, it's a very nicely done app. It's nicely written and overall just very well put together. So in today's video, I'm going to review pretty much all of the things that I like about the application, and maybe at the end I'll point out some things that can be improved. Not that it's bad, but every application out there can use a little bit of refinement and also some minor improvements. All right, so here we go. We have the application here, and then before you can actually open it, you have to send a link to your potential partner and make sure that they open the application as well. That way you can share the events between these two users. And so once all that is done, you can open it and you'll land on this homepage here. As you can see, we have an image at the very top. You can drag up and down. You can kind of expand it as you drag down, which is always a nice touch and definitely a lot better than just a static image. As you drag up, you can kind of see a couple of other features below. One nice thing about this app overall is that every time you switch over to another tab, so for example, if I click on the heart on the bottom left, you'll see that at the very top, the actual title from Love Home changes to Love Diary. So what I mean is somewhere on the top here, you can see it goes from Love Home, Love Diary, and let's see, Love Notifications, and then also the loveSpace here. So going back to the very first homepage, one thing that I do like about this is that if you click on this top area, you can change the image related to your space. So for example, you can click on any of these images here. Let's click on the Stanley wrench, click on the next. And once you kind of decide what your image needs to be, you can go ahead and give it a filter as well. Really reminds me of what the Instagram application looks like. So click on next. Hit the save over here, and as you can see, it's trying to upload the image to the server, but it does take quite some time. And then after, I don't know, like 5 seconds, the image is finally stored, maybe on Firebase, and then it's actually retrieved inside the application here. One thing that can be improved is that whenever you change the image, you should probably let the user know that the image is being uploaded. So here's an image of myself. Maybe I'll use the camera here. So let's pick up the camera, see what we got here, and click on the snap photo and click on next, apply a filter, hit the save. And kind of like what I was mentioning earlier, you don't exactly know what's going on because there's no progress bar, so the user just kind of has to wait and just prays that the image is actually uploaded. So quite a large image of my face there, but that's kind of what it does. Another nice feature is on the very top right, so let me see if I can show you. So top right here, there's a calendar button that opens up this calendar here. Now I don't know exactly if the developer spent all the time developing this calendar or if it's just some kind of library, but it's very nicely put together. For example, if you click on any of these little dots right here, so for example the 25 dot, you can add any event by clicking on the top right icon here. So obviously you can enter some text, A, B, C, and let's see, location, D, E, F. It'd be nice if this actually allowed you to use your GPS instead of, typing it out manually. Description here, so poo, and here we go, done. Now let's see, I'm going to save this. Now the save is actually this top right icon over here, which doesn't exactly appear as intuitive as I would hope, but that's kind of what that does. Let's see, on the access, let me just say not now. And here we go. We have an event for 24 and 25, just like that. You can scroll this up and down. And this is kind of where you would enter information such as, your first date, first anniversary, and, so on and so forth. So I think this is a very nicely put calendar. If you swipe left to right on this guy, you'll get to April, May, June, and so on and so forth. If you're watching, if you're the developer, please let me know what kind of component this is and whether or not it's some kind of CocoaPod. I think it's a very nice library, and if you're willing to share, that would be certainly very nice. All right, so going back here, I can drag this guy up and down. You can click on any of these events here, I believe, to modify things. But moving on to the actual other interesting parts about this application. So we have the actual Love Diary. Basically, this page is meant to keep track of all the events and make sure things are highlighted correctly. So at the very top, we have a post that is related to an image here. So this guy is basically clicking on here, making a new photo or a new voice. Let me just say new photo. Click on this guy here. So nice cup of happy lemon boba tea. Click on Nashville for a pretty good filter. Click on that and let's say yum. So yum, and let's hit on the save on the top right corner. Gonna save. So you see how there is a loader and a progress indicator. A very nice touch to make sure that the user is aware that the application is actually trying to do something. And once it's actually finished, you'll see that the image is uploaded correctly and everything looks a-okay. Clicking on that brings into the detail view, and you can drag up and down. Something else that's nice is you can record a voice recording and play it back. So click on that, and hopefully you can kind of hear it. All right, so moving on from the diary page, let's kind of go to the next tab over here. As you can see, I don't really have the notifications from the other user because I don't really have a significant other right now. So I can't really use this page, can't really see exactly what it looks like. But I feel like this is going to also have a very nice design. Going to the final loveSpace tab, you can see there's a lot of very good things that you can highlight above this particular screen. So I think the colors, the gray, the green, the red, it goes together and provides a very good UX UI. Scrolling down, you can click on some of these options. For example, try the premium. You can see that the way that this user is monetizing this application is to charge $1.49 per month, or $59 or $15.99 per year, which I believe is a pretty reasonable pricing scheme for such an application that's packed with so many different features. One other screen is the settings on the top right. You can click on that. So pretty standard here, options you can drag up and down. Really reminds me of the Instagram page. So you probably got a lot of inspiration from Instagram, is my opinion. Edit profile, I can take it into here. That's my first name, last name, and so on and so forth. So everything overall, in my opinion, looks really, really nicely done. Now, one final feature that I'll highlight here is the ability to actually chat with your significant other by clicking on the top right button, and it'll take you inside of this chat log. So nothing too special about this page. You can click on that, add an image, and click on any one of these things here. So let's say moments, click on the tub of ice cream. And as you can see, there's a very similar problem to what we had earlier. This screen right here takes a little bit long to actually load the images inside of the chat log at the very top here. And eventually the image will get saved, but I feel like it takes quite some time. So let's see, hi, hit the send. You see the image should be somewhere down here. As you can see, there are some bugs that don't allow you to drag down at the very bottom here to reveal those last actual messages. So those are some things that can be fixed. You don't exactly want these bugs inside of your application, especially if your users are paying for your application. Then bugs are probably not the best thing to have, obviously. Alrighty guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you wanna submit your application for a review on this channel, make sure to join the Facebook group and leave a link to your application, as well as a couple of different screenshots for your particular app. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.